Aloha friends, happy 1010 portal. I am excited to do this reading. Lots of good energy coming through with this portal, this closing of a cycle, right? And for a lot of people, a lot of karmic soul cycles are ending right now, and people are shifting into a whole new you. I had some clients that I worked with recently that are going through this transition, and it's the transition of trusting and surrendering that what's meant for you will absolutely come into creation for you. And so Spirit wanted me to get that message out first and foremost. And then as you can see, there are 3 different piles this evening. So the first one is going to start with this blue card, and the crystal that wanted to come out with it is this star Caribbean calcite. And this crystal is really good for just calming your energy, grounding yourself. Not grounding in a sense like not grounding to feel. This is more grounding to flow is what my guides are saying. So getting in the energy of the water, into the flow space. And then actually, this is a really great stone for grief as well. So anyone that I know that's going through grief, or maybe had a passed on loved one, experienced a loved one passing recently, I always recommend this stone as a great heart healing stone. So that will be pile number 1. Pile number 2 is this beautiful brown card and the green calcite. And there's lots of messages that want to come through with this green calcite. So really heart opening. I mean, just bursts of joy, I feel like, coming from the heart. And also like the pain of reopening your heart, right? Because if you've ever experienced anything that broke your heart and it, got you to close up or build a wall around it, it's quite painful to reopen it again. But the joy and the satisfaction of having an open heart afterwards is pretty magical. So there's that one. And then the last one here is the Selenite hearts. So if you have been seeing lots of hearts lately, this may be the pile for you. It has this beautiful purple and pink card. And selenite is just really good for cleansing. So it's a great stone to help shift your vibration instantly. Like, this is the one where I actually keep a selenite wand in my bag when I'm out and about, traveling around. And cleansing yourself with a wand can feel very magical because it will raise your vibration instantly. But even just keeping one of these on you is definitely clearing. So maybe finishing up through some shadow work, getting the last little bits cleared out before you move into this next phase. So those are the piles 1, 2, and 3. They will be time stamped below, and you can go ahead and stop, pause, choose which one is calling to you, and then head to the timestamps for your message. I'll go ahead and start with pile number 1. All right, aloha, pile number 1. You chose the Caribbean calcite. And let's see what messages want to come through today. So these piles are all picked in advance. I have not looked at them, so it will be intuitive reading. And let's see what we got. Looks like we're starting off with the water card. And the first card here is the rainbow. And really what they're pointing out to me is just this shaking off. It looks like she's really like just turning and dancing and enjoying all of the light that's coming in, and it's very colorful, very magical. So really a new beginning, and you can see down here it says sweet relief, new beginnings, and a new way forward. So possibly shifting your perspective. Maybe the energy that the guides are giving me is that thank you for being more clear, guides. The timeline shifts right now have been intense, and we've been shifting through so much. And there may be a timeline that you felt like you jumped on, it might have felt really good, and then for some reason it shifted and you went back to the original timeline. Or you're constantly shifting where one day you feel like something's gonna happen and then it shifts and something the exact opposite happens, or it takes you back into this space that a lot of people would call the void. And I myself used to call it the void until a good friend of mine reminded me that it is not the void, it's the point of creation. And in that space, it's a powerful place where we can open up to new perspectives and call in things for ourselves that we may have never even thought of before. So really calling in, aligning, thank you, Spirit, aligning with your highest self and being able to see things from a new perspective so that you don't sell yourself short. All right, let's see what's next here. So the dragon card coming through. And we got the golden orange dragon. And right away, I see this, like, they pointed out this book and the paper's just flying around. And what they told me is that there's been, with this pile specifically, there's been so much to unlearn, so much to let go of, so much to relearn, right? So we learn things through society, through traditions, through family, and then we go through our own experiences and we realize that maybe some of those things are not true, and we have to unlearn them and relearn them. And so this is bringing you to a space of peace. It's expanding your light for your ascension path. And it's a remembrance of who you are, a remembrance of what you know, and not having to go to anybody outside of yourself. So being able to tap in, feeling more open, feeling the expansion, feeling like you think of somebody and then they call, or you talk about something and then it happens, or you're driving somewhere and you're going to get like a front row parking, and of course you get it. And so you're just so open, and it's like you've let all of this stuff go. And it's a very grounding, a very creative, and a very empowering energy. It's really being balanced in those lower chakras, and ready for expansion, ready for more of an activation and a remembrance of who you are. And with that being said, they are asking me to go ahead and channel some energy for expansion here. There's a lot of I'm having a hard time catching my breath because there's so much energy that wants to move through me right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and just channel this for you. If you're open to receive, just say yes in your mind's eye. And if not, you can skip through this part. But for those that are open and ready, I feel like if you clicked on this pile, you most likely are. I'm going to go ahead and channel that for you now. So opening up to your energy fields, opening up through the star chakra, and then coming down into the crown, opening up through the third eye, and settling, they're saying settling down into the throat space right now. And the throat is very connected with the sacral chakra, the point of creation. So just go ahead and fill into that space. Ushane ane ame unaye ayaname unaye unaye. Usumanayane, itis titikanayane te fatumana, Ayaratatashtitikanayane titiyanaya, Ayafatutumana kanayana titistitikinayanane kanaye, Ayarapatutustutumana kanayane tistinikanayananay. Oh, yes. Oh, take a nice deep breath in. Powerful shifts coming through this 1010 portal for you. It feels so good. So I'll go ahead and put that there. Let's see what else they got here. We got a crystal card coming through next. So the agate. And this is just a reminder to you. Okay, thank you, Spirit. They're saying that you're doing so well at connecting, at being in these higher vibrations, of being open and listening to the messages that come through. And they want to just give you a gentle reminder to feel into the body, that there have been some, what's the word you want me to use for that, Spirit? Can you confirm, please? There's been some neglect when it comes to your body. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong, or they don't want to frighten you with this, they're saying, but they want you to pay more attention to what your body needs. So, tap back into your body and ask, do I need to eat more? Do I need to eat less? Do I need to go for a walk? Do I need to lift some weights? Do I need to go for a swim? Whatever it may be, do I need to rest? That's a big one that most people don't allow themselves to do. And so just take some time in the next 10 days. Actually, if you can go deeper and actually journal this, it would be hugely beneficial for you, they're saying. But take some time and tap into what your body needs. So ask it daily. Maybe find a specific time, whether it's after you rise up in the AM, maybe lunchtime when you have a little free time, or in the evening before you set yourself to rest. Tap in with your body and ask, what you need for the day, or what you need to continue through the rest of your day, or how your body felt throughout the day, and what you can shift in the coming days by listening to it. So really take time to listen to your body and ask it the questions, because you're so great at connecting and getting the answers, they're saying, from a higher realm. You have many guides and angels around you often, and you're getting better at calling them in. And so they're saying, now use that to tap into your body and really figure out how you can bring wealth into your body, and what you can do to get it to fully function for you at its highest and best capacity. So the next card is the Bison card. And they just want me to pause for a moment because there's a lot of codes that are coming through this card. Just these beautiful blue, they're saying shifts of color. Shifts is what I keep hearing. Beautiful shifts. So standing in your power, Bison, I mean, if you look at the energy of this Bison, it's so big and powerful and strong and courageous. There's just all of this strength that lies within you. And so they're asking you to tap into that strength and use what your strengths are. So, okay, got it, Spirit, thank you. They're saying more specifically, there are some strengths that you have. It could be in your daily practice, it could be in connecting with others, but there are strengths that you have that you're not utilizing right now. So I'm going to give you an example, because they brought this to my into my intellect right now. My words are jumbled because there's so much high frequency energy here right now. But I'm going to give you a scenario. So my husband, he is fantastic at small talk. And for a long time, I had trouble with small talk because I couldn't fully understand what its purpose was. And seeing it be one of my husband's strengths, and seeing how he can start off with this just small talk of like, hey, how's your date going? And like, it really starts to open people up, and it shows them that they're seen. And I feel like that's really big for all of us, especially in a society that encourages separation, to even just look at your cashier and tell them, you know, how is your day going? Or having just small conversation with them. And so there are these little gifts that you have that you're not utilizing right now. And they want you to start to be in that strength. So find the things that are, you know, your strong suit, and really go out and start using those things. So I just use the small talk as something really simple, but, you know, it could be like you're very open and in your expansion right now. So it could be just being in your light and being out. It could be tapping in for random people. It could be just holding space for people that just need to speak and be listened to, and have a conscious listener, and not someone who's going to react or give them their opinion, just somebody who will quietly listen and appreciate them for where they're at. So tap into your strengths. What do you have that is completely you? That's your identity, that's your authenticity. What can you tap into in that space to bring out that strength and get into this beautiful shifting flow that they're showing here? All right, let's see what the next card is. So we have respect. And it says, you value everyone's unique perspective on the path to love. And the path to love, they're saying, it's not a path to like union. It's not a path to a soulmate, or a path to familial or even like friendship kind of love. Like the love that they're speaking of is the love of God, the love of the divine. It's respecting everyone's journey and where they're at. And that's what got you into this space, is being able to unlearn and to also recognize where other people are at on their journey, so that you can use some of your strength and have grace and compassion for those that, you know, are on a different path or in a lower vibration or think completely differently of you, and that's okay. So let's see what the next card is here. All right, so we have the Oracle card from Angels and Ancestors. And okay, they said, don't read the message, thank you. They want me to point out this snake that's like moving up her arm, and also the flow of the steam or smoke or whatever it is that's coming out of, they're saying steam that's coming out of this space. I think because you pulled the water card and you're in this energy of flow, is why the steam is coming through. But they're also pointing out like all of these jewels. She has these beautiful jewels around her neck and on her wrists, and she's just really standing in this divine goddess energy. So whether you're a man or a woman listening to this, it's really standing in your power, knowing what you know and not letting anyone else tell you anything different. And so this brings me back to a session with a client that I had recently where, I asked, do you feel like you were in integrity in this situation that we were talking about? And my client says, well, in my heart, I felt like I should have done this. However, I spoke with a mentor and I was advised to do this. And I said, how did that make you feel? And they said, well, I should have went with my heart. And so being in your authenticity, being in this flow state, unlearning all of these things and tapping into our own body and what we feel is what has gotten you into this space of goddess, divine, godlike energy. And so to keep in that space, it's aligning all of this for you so that you can get to a space where you're grounded and secure and feeling into your body. And without any doubt, you know exactly what needs to happen, how it needs to happen, when it needs to happen, so that you can continue to rise on this ascension journey. So continue to tap into that. This is a really beautiful reading here. All right, and the affirmation they have for you is I am loved. And they want me to point out that it says I am loved and not I am love, right? Because most of the time, especially for this pile, they said, like, you've worked so hard on this self-love and you know that you love yourself and you feel that in your soul. However, they want you to recognize and know just how loved you are by so many people around you, by so many things, whether it's the elements that you're connecting with, crystals or Mama Earth or the waters or people or animals, whatever it is, there is this divine love that is shared for you here in Earth realm. Not even tapping into the amount of love that you have from higher dimensions. So recognize that and maybe take a moment to look at the people, places, things around you that make you feel loved, and just feel into that gratitude of getting to this space. Because I feel like for this pile, it's been a journey of really learning who you are, stepping into the full embodiment of that, and then looking back along the entire journey and just having gratitude for everything that you've been through that's gotten you to this point. And we have one final card here. No surprise, it is the intuition card. This is a powerful activation in and of itself. So if you want to pause and screenshot that, I'll try to stay still. This card is in a whole other realm of intuition. It is instantly knowing something without having to ask, and actually tapping into some of the superpowers that are coming online right now. And we've known this, I've known this, my guides have been telling me this for a few years, that there will be superpowers that we will be tapping into. And eventually, once New Earth is completely anchored, the shift that happens, we will all be able to fully tap into our intuition and use these superpowers to enjoy the journey, to be in bliss. And one of those superpowers is being able to use telepathy to instantly know what's coming or what someone needs, or just connecting on just a higher dimension than having to use words or spells, as it's actually called in this realm, right? We spelling, like we're actually writing out words and creating things. And so instead of getting into that space, it's really tapping back into the thought space and being able to connect intuitively through our hearts with love as the lead, right? So wow, powerful reading here. I'm still a little out of breath reading this because there's so much just high frequency, so much expansion in this card. Yeah, so thank you, pile number 1. Aloha, pile number 2. You chose the green calcite. So heart expansion specifically. Not really focusing on other parts of the body, just really full on heart expansion is what I'm feeling with this. And opening up some closed doors, maybe some, they're telling me just like some doors that you had to close off to protect yourself. Those doors are now finally opening back up, and you're allowing yourself to be a bit more vulnerable. And because of that, there are some rewards coming with this portal. So let's see what Spirit has for you. This first card, I'll let you look at it here, is from the Greg Bressani Oracle. And this is the first time I've used one of these cards in a reading. I typically only use it with very close friends because it is such a powerful vortex, and it wanted to come through today. So let's see what we got. Wow. So no, there is nothing wrong with the volume. Spirit just asked me to hush. They really want you to take a moment and just sit with this image. And the energy that I'm getting with this card is such a calming energy. It's like a shedding of your old self and now choosing what, who, how you want to be. Not conforming, not... It's such a... they're giving me this feeling and I'm trying to bring it into words for you. It's such a peaceful state, like a serendipitous state where things just happen authentically. And you know, it's because there's been a lot of work. You've been, over the past several years, you've grown through, thank you, Spirit, you've grown through some soul shifts, some big soul shifts. And so now it's like the rising back up. And so this image is like the orchid rising from, you know, underneath like the damp swamps, the darkness, and really coming into the light and blossoming and opening up, and just feeling like the energy they're giving me is like when you swim down really, really deep and then you emerge from that and you take that first breath So even like the first breath of life as a baby coming out of the womb, like there's that first just opening up, and it's this feeling. It feels just, it just feels so, I guess peaceful is the closest word I can get to it, but it's so much more divine than that. So I feel like this is going to be an awesome reading. Let's go ahead and tap into what the dragons have brought forth for you. All right, so it looks like we have the earth and fire dragon. And you notice the dragon really is here leaning up against the tree, and maybe like this rock energy, and it's creating like this portal of energy that, and all of these like little orbs are coming out of it. And it's just showing when you tap into the energy of the earth, you become so activated. So if you chose this pile, you are somebody who absolutely needs to be outdoors. It is very cleansing for you. A long walk outdoors, or just spending time in nature. I do feel like this is more like hiking or getting out like into wild nature, not just going to a park or, you know, like a public beach, but getting into the wild parts of nature that are either untouched or less touched than your normal, you know, neighborhood park. And it's when you're in that space, not only are you shifting timelines and clearing the ley lines, but you're also getting so much back. So it's a reminder for you. It makes sense with this green calcite is the, you know, the grounding energy, but Spirit is asking you to tap back into that space, to get back into the outdoors, you know, whatever that means for you, getting out into the wild, into wilderness, and really grounding yourself and feeling into that. It reminds me of, you know, like early on in my marriage, my husband and I went hiking, and he went like crawling up through the bushes because somebody, I think there was like a plastic bag that was up on the hill, and he was so upset that someone had thrown their plastic out there that he like crawled through the bushes and like worked his way up until he got to where the bag was, and he got it out and he brought it down, and we took it home so that he could dispose of it. But it was that like wild in nature crawling, just feeling the dirt underneath your nails. It's that kind of primitive energy that Spirit is asking you to get into. And when you do, not only are you sharing the shift with, like they're showing here, like tapping into the earth space and opening up those portals and clearing those ley lines, but then because of that, it activates this fire energy, this movement energy inside of you. And you're going to notice that you're going to be more motivated. You're going to be more focused. You're going to really start to take action in the things that you want in life. And it's going to be very self-motivating for you. So definitely take some time in the next 10 days to get out into wild nature and connect. And then the next card that came through is the pink tourmaline for forgiveness. And even just the shape, this like cylinder shape is very unique. You don't see this shape too often with crystals. And they're telling me it's an activator. So, got it. Thank you. This is the energy that they want you to take out into Mother Earth with you, because the energy of humanity, the shift that humanity is going through now, The one thing that humanity needs more than anything else is forgiveness. And getting out into nature and sharing that forgiveness energy with Mama Earth and all of the elementals is going to shift you. One, it's going to clear away, I'm hearing lifetimes of not having discernment and making choices that you later on thought were not in your best and highest interest, or you learned something through it and you look back at it and said, well, I could have done that differently, or I should have, put more time and energy into that, or I should have thought about that before I did it. It's bringing that forgiveness for you for lifetimes. And as a collective, it's bringing that to humanity so that, yes, there is darkness in the world. Yes, there is a lot that is going on right now in the rise of consciousness and the destruction of old systems. However, the only way to get to the rebirth process of these old, outdated systems that didn't work for humanity is to really bring forgiveness and love to all of those situations. So ponder on that. I do have a lot more to share about forgiveness, and so I'm feeling like there'll be another video coming soon just on that, and you can tap into that as soon as I get it up. But sit with that in the next 10 days. What can you do for yourself to bring forgiveness into your life? And if you feel like you've done everything in this life, just go out and give forgiveness to Mother Earth, to the elementals, and let that shift through humanity the way that it needs to. You're powerful. You have a very powerful, loving energy. I just want to hug you. It feels so good, this energy, and this shift is what's shifting humanity. So you're doing a lot of high dimensional work here. Yes, and then we have the progress card. So I just talked about high dimensional work, and there's this development and this advanced, they're saying not condition, they're saying rendition. Okay, interesting. Okay, because it's an aspect of you, this advancement. And so you may have felt like throughout your lifetime that you just didn't fit in, that there were things that you did differently from others, and it's like the energy they're giving me. I remember, myself when I was in grade school, lunchtime would come around and everybody would run out to go run around and be in recess, and I wanted to go to the library. It was more exciting for me. And so they're saying your path in this lifetime has been such a different journey from others. Not a lot of distractions, not a lot of bread and circus, as they call it. You've really been focused on learning. However, the advancement and the development that's coming is that now you're actually going to be able to use everything that you've learned and create exactly what you want in your next present moment. So I'm trying to put a word on what it is that your energy carries, because I can feel it and it's so strong, but Spirit told me to stop, so I'll stop. Okay, maybe it'll come to me. Right, and then we have the cats, the intuition card. And cats bring this I want to say this correctly. So cats are very energetic beings. they can connect with energy at such a simple, at depth, simply, if that makes sense. Like they can simply connect with energy at depth. Thank you. I think that came out better. So a cat is, they're authentic. They don't care what people think of them, what anyone thinks of them. They're going to be themselves, whether you like it or not. They're going to be on their journey and doing what they want to do with their lives. And they are great at transmuting dense energies. So if you've had a cat and you've noticed, like, even I haven't experienced this myself, but I've heard this from many, that the way that they purr carries a vibration and a frequency that is shifting and nurturing. And then they also have that side of being super authentic and like not caring what people think. They're gonna do what they gotta do, and that's just, they don't have a, you know, a dog is different. A dog will, you tell a dog not to do something, they're probably gonna listen to you. They're gonna obey. Whereas a cat is not one to obey. A cat is one to be independent and authentic, and it doesn't matter what you say or do, they are going to be the way that they are. They're very unique in that aspect. So this is the energy that I've been talking about, the energy of you, the energy of being this unique being that is highly intuitive. And like without even knowing it, like they're telling me like cats really don't know how healing they are for people. Like it's not something that's in their consciousness. It's just a natural, like, this is what I do. And again, I know I keep bringing it back to my husband because he's such a great example. But I was talking, I can't remember if it was this pile or the pile before, but I talked about how he's really great at small talk. And he's so natural at it that I've seen people's entire vibration shift. You know, like we've been in the store and we're at the bank and people are crabby because they're in a hurry. And my husband walks up and he looks the teller in the eye and just says, "How was your day today? How are you feeling?" And they genuinely feel his heart, and it completely shifts them. And you see this softening that happens with them. And this is the energy that you have. It's like the energy that a cat has when it jumps into your lap and it starts purring and it starts connecting with someone who is grieving or going through a lot, and being able to just naturally activate that frequency. And so this is the energy that you're in, and which is why they're saying, like, get outside, get in nature, because you just being there, it really is helping Mother Earth more than you could ever imagine or put into words. Let's see what the next card is. All right, so cooperation, and again with the green. So it says, in your quest to manifest the energy of love, you realize that every person and experience has value. So back into that space, like I was just talking about with like the bank teller or the cashier, where, you know, they're not in a space where they have to do something for us, right? We're lucky, or we're blessed to have these people that choose to do these jobs, that, you know, work in relations with people and have to deal with grumpy people all day long and still be in a good energy themselves. So it's tapping into that. And again, back to Mother Earth. Mother Earth has been mistreated many times over, and there's always this forgiveness that she comes back to. There's always this this self-love, this inner healing, this knowing that she's going to regenerate. So even Spirit is giving me this this image of, you know, the fall and all of the trees, you know, turning brown and their leaves are falling to the ground. And, you know, you would think that they're dying, but they're really just growing through this change, this evolution. And Mother Earth is, I've always said this, she is the most powerful self-healer, and she will take care of herself. And by doing that, she has to continue to bring forgiveness to self and to open up to cooperating with others to help her continue in her ascension and her rise, right? So we don't get to a space where it is too destructive and she can't heal herself from it. So us being out in nature and helping her shift is being in that energy of cooperation and love and experience and valuing what she brings for us. We got 2 more cards left. Let's see what we have here. So we have the Water Carrier, and this one is an inner. Okay, they said look at the hands. I didn't notice that until they said that. So the hands they have here, it's like it reminds me of the Abundance Mudra. The Abundance Mudra is where the palms of your hands come together and you open up. Now, the difference is the palms aren't fully together here. It looks like there's water flowing through it. But it's showing that, okay, thank you, Spirit. The energy that's coming through is this unity with Mother Earth. They really want, your guides, for those of you that pick this pile, they really want you to get out into nature. It's going to be so beneficial for you and for Mother Earth. And it's like they're calling you out right now. And because of that, once you tap into this space of healing through the land, you're creating this energy of flow and this abundance from the higher realms. And so it's going to be very abundant for you, and I mean, I would say beneficial for you to get out into nature. I would not take this reading lightly. I feel like there's this need, this call for you right now that your guides are saying, you know, here's the call. We need you to answer and come to the rescue. This is part of your mission. And because of that, you're going to have more abundance in wealth, health, love, bliss, joy. Everything is going to come into fruition as soon as you tap back into and help Mother Earth. And then final message for you here, affirmation. I am important. I am important. I'll move my fingers so you can snap that there if you'd like. And so this pile is here for a much higher purpose than most. And there's this importance of you connecting with the land, and you haven't been able to feel that because you've neglected that connection for too long now. So get out into wild nature, connect in that space, help Mama Earth heal, and you will have everything and more coming to you in abundance. All right, thank you. Pile number 2. Aloha, pile number 3. You chose the purple card and the Selenite heart. And if you hadn't noticed, it does have the Om symbol here. If you've never looked up the Om symbol, I highly recommend it. There's so much more in this symbol than you could possibly imagine if you've never looked it up. So look it up, see what it means, see what resonates for you. That came through as part of this reading. And then clear your energy. They're saying you do a lot for the people around you. However, there needs to be more of a clearing for self. You need to take care of self, bring it back to that self-love. So whatever it is that you do for those that you love, also bring that back to you. What can you do that's like the energy they're giving me is like somebody comes to you with a problem and you find a solution. But when you have a problem, you can also come to you. You can also come to your higher self, to your guides, but you tend to forget that, or you tend to bypass it because you still have all of this energy of others attached to you. So you can still be that person, because I feel like this pile loves to be that go-to person, like loves actually problem solving and critical thinking and getting things to flow and work and be organized or whatever it may be. However, for yourself, you need to clear your energy after you do these things. I've carry around, I think I said this in the beginning, I carry around a selenite wand with me. I didn't start doing that until recently, but it's so powerful. It's so powerful to just have with me, to pull out, just wand myself, clear my energy really quickly, or even just to keep it by me so that the energy around me doesn't fully attach, and it's easier for me to clear on my own. So highly recommend picking up some selenite. It's very affordable. You can find selenite, different types of pieces for really good pricing. All right, let's go ahead and get into the rest of your reading. All right, so the first card here right out from the get is the Phoenix in transformation. And it's this rise. You are on the rise. You are shifting. You are growing. You are in that rebirth stage. So recently it may have felt very uncomfortable, because typically right before this transformation, this rebirth, this rising up from the flames, it's the descent into the flames and the destruction, and what they call the tower moment. Like, do you allow yourself to burn up in the tower? Do you take a leap of faith and trust and surrender to what you know is in a higher, coming through in a higher purpose or a higher guidance for you? So this feels really good. It feels like complete transformation. It feels like not just, okay, thank you, Spirit. This is not just, it's not just, it's funny the way they said it. It's not just any old dark night of the soul. It really is a soul transformation and a karmic clearing. Thank you. A deep karmic clearing. I just want to confirm this before I say it. So, an ancestry clearing. There's something that ran really deep through your ancestry that's been trying to clear for many lifetimes. And you've reincarnated into the same ancestry more than a few times throughout your entire earth journey. And so this is a soul shifting rebirth transformation for you. Okay, that's very specific. They're saying that may not resonate for everybody, but if it does, you know who you are, because it's such a powerful shift. All right, so let's see what the divine animals want to bring through. And it looks like the tarantula. And this is just coming out of, like, they're showing me the web around her, and this she really needed to get grounded. And because of that, you may have pulled back, you may have gone into a space of isolation and not wanting to connect with anyone and just being in your own energy. And now it's time for you to move out of that and to start to reconnect with people, places, things, spaces. They're really wanting you to get out of this this seated energy. It's like you're ready to be uprooted and moved to a different space. And that doesn't have to be permanently. It's just a shift. And really what I'm getting is like, the example they're giving me is, we were in some temporary housing recently, and we have a lot of plants, and our plants had to go to a friend's house during that time. And the shift for them from being in one house and all being together and right by each other's side, and then the shift of like not being so close together, or maybe being spread out at different friends' houses, and then coming back together. It's that reuniting. And we had our plants in different spaces, and when we noticed they weren't happy, and when we moved them closer together and they were actually able to come into unity, they started thriving and really absorbing the energy of love and connection. And that's what they're wanting for you. So odd way for Spirit to bring that message through. Personally, I feel, but I guess it works. So getting yourself out of isolation, getting yourself out of this, it's good. You needed to deeply ground and connect and feel like you needed the grounding to feel safe through this whole process. But it's time for you to dust off those cobwebs and to get yourself back out and seen, and specifically just connecting with people. So whatever that means for you, just some kind of socializing and getting out of the house specifically. The next card is the angels and ancestors, and it is the shaman that is coming through. And it's just asking you, with this rebirth and reconnecting to community, it's asking you to fully trust. What happened through this rebirth is it's really brought you into a place of discernment and being able to see things from a much higher perspective and through all darkness. Like the owl sees through all darkness. It's nocturnal. Its head spins 360 degrees. You cannot hide from an owl. And so what they're saying is, with this rebirth, they don't want you to have any kind of fear of going out and reconnecting with people, because what you've learned through this is the power of discernment and being able to trust in yourself and trust in your higher self, that you're not going to be put back in situations where you feel like you're not safe, or like they're giving me this energy of like you have to fight. Strange energy. Like you have to fight to be seen, or you have to fight to speak your voice. Like that was your old story, and your new story is just trusting and being able to see right through things and being in your power so that you can call in the things that you want. And we have an elemental card that came through today, and it's comfort. So I feel like this pile has been through a fair share of shadow work recently, and Spirit is asking you to take some time to rest, to cozy up by the fire. It looks so nice and cozy. And just take that time to be in the comfort of loved ones, The dog specifically, you know, is loyalty and connection. And, you know, there's a reason why they call dogs a man's best friend. And then babies are just peace and joy and a lot of sleeping, a lot of relaxing, a lot of letting things integrate and letting things happen naturally. And then the fire. And the fire, they're just showing all of these orbs around. It's like they want you to rest, because with this rebirth, with this energy of being able to reconnect and have discernment, you're also coming into a space where you're going to feel more deeply connected with your passed on loved ones, with your guides, with angel presence, elementals. It could be, you know, recently I saw something where this woman said she saw a fairy fly by her. It's like all of this magic is coming into your realm from this shift. And so they're just telling you to lay back and enjoy it. You've done a lot of work and you really just need time to rest and allow yourself to just be in this comfort zone for a little bit. And then the next card is the Tolerance card. And the first thing they're pointing out to me is just how green this card is. It's really a huge heart opening. And they're saying you appreciate others' points of view because you sense the love in everyone. So this is part of what has gotten you in trouble in the past, is that you're really good at seeing the love. You can connect with people's hearts, and you can see them, and you see their souls and how pure their souls are. The problem in the past is that you didn't have discernment for what journey they were on. So even though you saw their soul and you saw that their soul was beautiful and kind and loving, their journey in this lifetime might have been to learn something really hard that made them angry and manipulative and unkind. And you, before this transformation, didn't have the discernment to see through that darkness because you connected so easily to the heart. So this may have felt like it held you back before, but they're saying now you can step into this space where it's not going to hold you back anymore. And you're going to be able to, again, tap in and feel people's hearts and feel their soul and see where they're at on a soul level. And then also distinguish that between what their soul feels like and what their earthly journey is like for them at this time. And that's what's going to keep you safe moving through this process of reconnecting with people and allowing people to come into your life. And then we have a crystal yellow dragon. So powerful solar plexus activation, opens to your higher learning and wisdom. This will expand through your crown chakra for illumination and walk on a higher spiritual path. Whew, could not get that out. They are wanting me to channel some light language for this one, so I'm going to go ahead and just channel this through to give you a little activation. If you are open, simply close down your eyes and connect with your third eye space. And just feel into your body for a moment. And for those that are open to receive, I am now opening directly through your solar plexus. Opening up into that space, shifting out any lower vibrational energies, anything that is stagnant or not moving, shifting out any energy that is no longer in resonance. We're shifting that out for you now. Shifting that out. And now activating and opening up through the heart space, up into the throat, the third eye, the crown chakra, and up into the solar star, connecting up through all of the higher dimensions, opening up to your divine light, your God presence, and showering that golden light down, down, down to your solar plexus, storing it there, circulating counterclockwise, circulating that golden energy, and settling down into the lower chakras, the sacral, the root, and the earth star. Grounding that energy into your being, activating and aligning your solar plexus so that you may stand in your power and be on this high spiritual path of illumination and light. So many good things coming in for you here. We have a crystal card that wants to come through next. So, Herkimer Diamond. Wow. Talk about powerful solar plexus. Really, the energy of just this divine essence, this really being able to stand in your power. This portal is going to be absolutely amazing for so many people. So tapping into that space where dreams do come true. Everything that you could have ever wanted or more is coming through this portal. Stay open to receiving. And we have one final affirmation for you before we finish up. I am stronger than yesterday. I am stronger than yesterday. And strength is the solar plexus. It is the power center. So being in that strength and being able to get yourself into a space where you can come out of this rebirth, and there's just this like a beautiful, abundant, frolicking energy, and just I hear like the buzzing of bees and just so many good things. So for the next 10 days, your call to duty, I guess is the best way to put it, is to get yourself out there. Put yourself in spaces where you can connect with other people. And if you need someone to hold you accountable, reach out. If you, connect with someone close to you and ask them to check in with you after the next 10 days and see what you did differently, where you were able to open yourself up and come into union. They wanted me to redirect that unity with others. So, all right, all wonderful readings this evening. Happy 1010 portal, pile number 3. Take care, and we'll see you next time.